Embarking on a journey of change often feels daunting, with indecision weighing heavily on our shoulders. That paralyzing fear keeping us rooted in place can be overwhelming. However, the most crucial action, the most important thing you can do, is to simply begin. Consider this: every remarkable achievement, every life-altering success story, every transformative journey started with a single step. This initial move acts as the catalyst, igniting the fire of progress and propelling us towards our dreams. You might be thinking, it's not that easy. Taking that first step can indeed be terrifying. And you're absolutely right, it can be scary and overwhelming. But ask yourself, what's more frightening, stepping into the unknown, or looking back years from now, haunted by the what-ifs? Truth be told, the first step is often the most challenging. It demands the most courage and faith in yourself. Yet, it's also the most crucial because once taken, you've already conquered the biggest obstacle: inertia. Inertia, dear viewers, is the archenemy of progress. It's that comfortable, familiar state trapping us in our current circumstances, no matter how unsatisfying. It whispers, maybe tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet. But here's the secret: you'll never feel completely ready. Doubts and reasons to hesitate will always exist. Successful people, those achieving their dreams and making a difference, don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They step forward even when scared or unsure, understanding that action begets action, and momentum builds upon itself. Allow me to share a personal anecdote. Years ago, I found myself in a job I despised. Every morning, I'd drag myself out of bed, dreading the day ahead. I knew I wanted to start my own business, to pursue my passion, but the idea seemed daunting. 1,000 reasons why I couldn't do it plagued me: not enough money, experience, or time. One day, I decided enough was enough. I took that first step. It wasn't big, I simply bought a domain name for my business idea. Costing less than $20, it was a start. That small action gave me the confidence to take the next step, and the next. Before long, I had a business plan, a website, and my first client. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Were there setbacks and challenges? You bet. But that first step set everything in motion. It created a ripple effect, eventually leading me to where I am today, living a life I once only dreamed of. This power of taking the first step isn't about having all the answers or knowing exactly where you'll end up. It's about having the courage to begin, to set things in motion. Reflect on a time in your life when you took a leap of faith, stepping out of your comfort zone. Perhaps applying for a job you thought was out of your league, asking someone out on a date, or trying a new hobby. Remember how it felt? That mixture of excitement and fear, possibility and uncertainty? That feeling is growth. It's the sensation of pushing your boundaries, expanding your horizons. And it all starts with that first step. I'm not saying it's always going to be easy. Taking that first step often means facing our fears head-on. It means being willing to fail, make mistakes, learn and grow. But here's the thing, those fears, those potential failures, aren't nearly as scary as the regret of never having tried. Imagine yourself at the end of your life, looking back on all you've done. What would you regret more, the times you tried and failed, or the opportunities you never pursued because you were too afraid to start? From experience, and from countless stories of successful people I've studied, it's always the chances not taken that haunt us the most. The what-ifs and the if-onlys are far more painful than any temporary setback or failure. Overcoming this fear starts with changing our perspective. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, try focusing on what could go right. Rather than dwelling on limitations, focus on strengths. Think about how far you've already come instead of how far you have to go. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person started somewhere. They all had to take that first step, just like you. Another powerful strategy is breaking your goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Sometimes we hesitate to begin because our ultimate goal seems too big, too overwhelming. But here's the secret, you don't have to do it all at once. Want to write a book? Start by writing 1 page a day. Want to run a marathon? Begin with a 5-minute jog. Want to start a business? Start by doing market research in your free time. The key is making that first step so small, so easy, that you can't talk yourself out of it. Once you build that momentum, you'll find it easier to keep going. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Action often precedes motivation, not the other way around. Sometimes you have to start moving before you feel ready, before you feel inspired. The motivation, the inspiration, they often come after you've already begun. Think about it. Have you ever had to drag yourself to the gym, feeling tired and unmotivated, but then once you start exercising, you find your energy increasing, your mood improving? That's because action creates energy. Movement creates motivation. The same principle applies to any goal, any dream you want to pursue. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take that first step, no matter how small, and watch as your motivation grows, as your confidence builds. Now, think about something you've been putting off. Something you've wanted to do, try, or achieve, but you've been hesitating. Got it? Good. Now, think about one small step you could take towards that goal. One tiny action that would move you in the right direction. It doesn't have to be big, in fact, the smaller, the better. Maybe it's sending an email to inquire about a course you're interested in. Maybe it's spending 10 minutes researching your business idea. Maybe it's simply telling a friend about your goal, making it real by saying it out loud. Whatever it is, commit to taking that step within the next 24 hours. Not next week, not when you feel more ready, but within the next day. Can you do that? Will you make that commitment to yourself? That small step, that tiny action, has the power to change everything. It has the power to set in motion a series of events that could lead you to places you never imagined. I've seen it happen countless times. I've watched people transform their lives, achieve their wildest dreams, all because they had the courage to take that first step. Take Sarah, a single mom who always dreamed of starting her own bakery. Her first step? Baking cookies for her son's school bake sale. That led to more orders, which led to a small catering business, which eventually grew into the successful bakery she runs today. Or Michael, who wanted to travel the world but always found excuses not to. His first step was simply buying a travel guide for a country he'd always wanted to visit. That small action sparked his imagination, motivated him to start saving, and within a year, he was on a plane to his dream destination. These stories, and countless others like them, all share one common thread. They started with a single step, a small action that snowballed into something much bigger. Here's the catch: you have to be willing to start before you see the whole path. You have to be okay with uncertainty, with not knowing exactly how things will turn out. Think about it like this: when you're driving at night, your headlights only illuminate the next 100 feet or so of road. But you can make the entire journey that way, bit by bit, 100 feet at a time. The same is true for your goals, your dreams. You don't need to see the entire path to take that first step. You just need to see far enough to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Consider this: that first step doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it probably won't be. And that's okay. Because perfection is the enemy of progress. Too often, we let our perfectionist tendencies hold us back. We think we need to have everything figured out, every detail planned, before we can begin. But that's not how success works. Success is messy. It's iterative. It's about taking action, learning from the results, and adjusting course as needed. Think about some of the most successful companies in the world. Did they start out perfect? Far from it. Amazon began as an online bookstore. Google started as a research project. Facebook was initially just for college students. These companies evolved, adapted, and grew over time. But none of that would have happened if their founders hadn't taken that first step, if they had waited until everything was perfect before beginning. The same is true for you. Your first step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a step forward. Some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I take that first step and things don't work out? Well, let me tell you something, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every setback, every mistake, every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to get better. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each failure was a step towards his ultimate success. J.K. Rowling's first Harry Potter book was rejected by 12 different publishers before it was finally accepted. Imagine if she had given up after the first rejection, or the 5th, or the 10th. The world would have missed out on one of the most beloved book series of all time. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from taking that first step. Embrace failure as a teacher, as a stepping stone towards your goals. And remember, the only real failure is not trying at all. As long as you're taking steps, as long as you're moving forward, you're not failing. You're learning. You're growing. You're getting closer to where you want to be. Addressing something else that often holds us back from taking that first step, the opinions of others. Too often, we let the fear of what others might think paralyze us into inaction. But here's the truth, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. The people who truly care about you, who truly want to see you succeed, they'll support you in taking that first step, no matter how small or uncertain it might be. As for the naysayers, the doubters, well, their opinions say more about them than they do about you. Often, when people criticize your dreams or discourage you from taking action, it's because they're projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you. Don't let their limitations become your limitations. Don't let their fears become your fears. Your journey is yours alone, and you have the right, no, the responsibility to pursue your dreams, to take that first step towards the life you want. Remember, every great achievement, every remarkable success story, started with someone who was willing to ignore the naysayers, to push past the doubts, and take that first step. Think about the Wright brothers, laughed at for believing humans could fly. Or Steve Jobs, ousted from the very company he founded, only to come back and revolutionize multiple industries. These individuals didn't let the opinions of others deter them from taking that crucial first step. And neither should you. Your dreams, your goals, they're too important to be left at the mercy of other people's opinions. So take that first step. Not for them, but for you. Talking about another crucial aspect of taking that first step, timing. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start when the time is right"? How many dreams have you put on hold, waiting for the perfect moment to begin? Here's a hard truth, there is no perfect time. There will always be reasons to wait, always be reasons to hesitate. But the truth is, the right time is now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Life is short, and time is our most precious resource. Every day you wait, every day you don't take that first step, is a day lost, a day you can never get back. So instead of waiting for the right time, make the time right. Instead of waiting for conditions to be perfect, create the conditions you need to begin. Does this mean you should quit your job tomorrow to pursue your passion project? Not necessarily. But it does mean you should start taking small steps today, right now, towards your goals. If you want to start a business, start researching in your free time. If you want to write a book, start writing for 15 minutes each day. If you want to get in shape, start with a short walk around the block. The key is to start where you are, with what you have. Don't wait for more time, more money, more knowledge. Start now, and acquire those things along the way. Remember, taking that first step doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out. It doesn't mean you have to take a giant leap. It just means you have to begin. Consider this, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Inertia is a powerful force. The longer we stay still, the more difficult it becomes to get moving. Think about it like this, have you ever had a task you've been putting off? Maybe it's cleaning out the garage, or starting a big project at work. The longer you put it off, the more daunting it seems, right? But once you actually start, once you take that first step, you often find it wasn't nearly as bad as you built it up to be in your mind. The same principle applies to your biggest goals and dreams. The longer you wait to take that first step, the more intimidating it becomes, the more reasons you find to put it off. So don't wait. Don't let another day go by without taking action towards your goals. Even if it's just a tiny step. Even if it seems insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Take it. Because that small step today could lead to big changes tomorrow. Addressing something that often comes up when we talk about taking that first step, the idea of readiness. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm not ready yet"? But here's the thing, you'll never feel 100% ready. There will always be more to learn, more to prepare, more to plan. If you wait until you feel completely ready, you might be waiting forever. The truth is, readiness is a myth. It's a comfort blanket we wrap ourselves in to avoid taking action. But growth happens outside our comfort zone. Learning happens through doing. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. Were you ever truly ready? Or did you just get on the bike and start pedaling, falling, and getting back up until you figured it out? The same principle applies to any new endeavor. You learn by doing. You become ready by taking action. So instead of asking yourself if you're ready, ask yourself if you're willing. Willing to learn. Willing to make mistakes. Willing to grow. Because here's the secret, you become ready by beginning. You develop the skills you need by taking action. You build confidence through experience. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person started somewhere. They all had to take that first step before they were ready. So don't let a lack of readiness hold you back. Take that first step, and let the journey itself prepare you for what's to come. Talking about something that often goes hand in hand with taking that first step, courage. It takes courage to begin something new, to step into the unknown, to pursue your dreams. But here's the thing about courage, it's not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite the fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And the good news is, courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Each time you take a step outside your comfort zone, each time you face your fears, you're strengthening your courage muscle. So don't wait to feel brave before you take that first step. Take the step, and let the bravery follow. Because often, courage doesn't come before action, it comes as a result of action. Think about a time when you did something that scared you. Maybe it was public speaking, or trying a new sport, or having a difficult conversation. Remember how you felt afterwards? That sense of accomplishment, that boost in confidence? That's the reward of courage. That's the benefit of taking that first step, even when it's scary. And here's another thing to remember, courage is contagious. When you have the courage to take that first step, to pursue your dreams, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of possibility for those around you. So when you take that first step, you're not just changing your own life. You're potentially changing the lives of others as well. Your courage could be the catalyst someone else needs to take their own first step. Talking about something that's crucial when it comes to taking that first step, belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Believe in the possibility of change. You see, before you can take that first step, you need to believe that it's possible. You need to believe that you're capable of achieving your goals, that you're worthy of success. And I know that can be challenging sometimes. We all have that inner critic, that voice of doubt that tries to hold us back. But here's the thing, you get to choose which voice you listen to. You get to decide what you believe about yourself and your capabilities. So choose to believe in yourself. Choose to believe in your dreams. Choose to believe that you're capable of amazing things. Because here's the truth, you are. You have within you everything you need to take that first step, to pursue your goals, to create the life you want. Think about all you've already accomplished in your life. Think about the challenges you've overcome, the obstacles you've surmounted. You've already proven that you're capable of great things. Taking that first step towards your biggest dreams is just the next challenge in your journey. And you're more than equal to it. Addressing something that often comes up when we talk about taking that first step, the idea of purpose. Many people hesitate to take action because they're not sure of their purpose, their passion, their calling in life. But here's the thing, purpose isn't something you discover by thinking about it. It's something you uncover by taking action, by trying new things, by stepping out of your comfort zone. Your purpose isn't a destination you arrive at one day. It's a journey, a process of continual growth and discovery. And it starts with that first step. So don't wait to find your purpose before you begin. Begin, and let your purpose find you. Take that first step and trust that it will lead you where you need to go. Remember, the path to your purpose isn't always straight. It's often winding, with unexpected turns and detours. But each step you take, each experience you have, brings you closer to understanding who you are and what you're meant to do. So embrace the journey. Embrace the uncertainty. Take that first step and trust that your path will unfold before you. Talking about something that's crucial when it comes to taking that first step, persistence. Because here's the truth, that first step is important, but it's not enough on its own. It's what you do after that first step that really counts. Taking the first step is about getting started. Persistence is about keeping going, even when things get tough. It's about taking the second step, and the third, and the 100th. Because let's be honest, the path to your goals won't always be easy. There will be setbacks, obstacles, moments of doubt. There will be times when you want to give up, when you question why you even started in the first place. But this is where persistence comes in. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. It's what turns that first step into a journey of transformation. Think about any great achievement in history: the moon landing, the invention of the light bulb, the creation of masterpieces in art and literature. None of these happened overnight. They were the result of persistent effort, of people who kept going even when the going got tough. So when you take that first step, commit to persistence. Commit to keeping going, even when it's hard, even when you don't see immediate results. Remember, progress isn't always linear. Sometimes you'll take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep taking steps, you're making progress. And here's something else to consider: every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, makes you stronger. It builds your resilience, your character, your capacity to achieve great things. So embrace the challenges. Welcome the obstacles. See them not as barriers to your progress, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. Talking about something that's often overlooked when we discuss taking that first step: celebration. Yes, celebration. You see, we often focus so much on the end goal, on where we want to be, that we forget to celebrate the journey. We forget to acknowledge and appreciate each step we take along the way. But here's the thing, every step matters. Every action you take towards your goals, no matter how small, is worthy of celebration. Did you make that phone call you've been putting off? Celebrate it. Did you spend 15 minutes working on your side project? Celebrate it. Did you face a fear, step out of your comfort zone? Absolutely celebrate it. Why is this important? Because celebration reinforces positive behavior. It gives you a boost of motivation, a shot of confidence that propels you forward. It reminds you that you're making progress, that you're moving in the right direction. Plus, celebration makes the journey enjoyable. And when you enjoy the process, you're much more likely to keep going, to persist even when things get tough. So don't wait until you've reached your ultimate goal to celebrate. Celebrate each step along the way. Celebrate the fact that you had the courage to begin in the first place. Remember, success is not just about reaching the destination. It's about who you become on the journey. And every step you take, every small victory you achieve, is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. As we near the end of our time together, I want to circle back to where we started: the power of taking that first step. Everything we've talked about today, courage, belief, persistence, celebration, it all begins with that first step. That moment when you decide to stop waiting and start doing. That moment when you choose action over inaction, progress over perfection, possibility over fear. Taking that first step is a declaration to yourself and to the world that you're ready for change. That you're committed to your dreams. That you're willing to do what it takes to create the life you want. It's a powerful moment, a transformative moment, a moment that has the potential to change everything. So I ask you, what first step will you take today? What action, no matter how small, will you commit to that will move you closer to your goals? Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've been interested in. Maybe it's simply writing down your goals and creating a plan to achieve them. Whatever it is, I urge you to do it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Right now. Because here's the truth, the future you want, the life you dream of, it's waiting for you. But it won't come to you. You have to go to it. And that journey begins with a single step. So take that step. Be brave. Be bold. Be the author of your own story. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. Every remarkable achievement starts with an action. Every transformation begins with one decision to change. You have within you everything you need to take that first step. You have the courage, the strength, the resilience. You have the power to create the life you want, to achieve your wildest dreams, to make a difference in the world. All it takes is that first step. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. Your future is waiting. Take that first step and watch as your world begins to transform. Thank you, and remember, your journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Make it count.